CBN clears hair on acceptance of all Naira notes. NPA asks Buhari to comply with Supreme Court judgments. Senate reps postpone resumption. Also, legal fireworks begin as 60-man Labour Party team meets with INEC. Appeal Court postponed judgment on Osun governorship election. And to the next one, coming from sports, still within Manchester City reach treble. You can watch more of this news updates on our YouTube channel, Baba Bagede Imo TV Correct, or possibly you say BGI TV Correct. That's the YouTube handle, BGI TV Correct. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell to follow us and accept all of our broadcasts as it comes. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. First are the major news stories. The Central Bank of Nigeria has cleared the air on directing commercial banks to dispense and accept the deposit of old notes amid the raging crisis going on. Dr. Isa Abdelmumin, Acting Director of Corporate Communication CBN, in an exclusive interview chat with Daily Post on Monday, clarified that there is no statement from the Apex Bank telling commercial banks to dispense and accept the old 500 Naira and 1000 Naira note from Nigerians. Abdelmumin was reacting to a statement by the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, claiming the Apex Bank had directed commercial banks to dispense and accept the old note. He said Governor Charles Soludo's statement emanates from him, not the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Central Bank has not issued any statement directing banks on a collection of old Naira notes. I'm sure sometimes in the future, the bank will issue a statement. CBN silence 10 days after the Supreme Court ruling validating the old Naira note has continued to unsettle economic stakeholders and Nigerians' hardship over the Naira issue. Moving on to the next story. The Nigerian Bar Association has asked President Muhammadu Buhari to immediately direct compliance with the terms of the orders made by the Supreme Court in its judgment delivered on March 3, 2023 in respect of the new Naira redesign policy. NBA's position is contained in a statement by its president, Yakubu Mekiawu-San. The association commended the Supreme Court for its decision, which took into consideration the negative impact of Naira redesign policy in the land. It argued that the needless pain and discomfort to which Nigerians were subjected to resulted from the manner the Central Bank of Nigeria went about implementing the policy with scant regard for citizens' interests and feelings. Mekiawu said, I commend the judgment of the Apex Court in this matter, as it only spoke to the responsibility of the court to the people, but also its burden duty to protect the rule of law and integrity of the court. The Supreme Court has by this judgment proven to be the Supreme Court of the people of Nigeria. Going on to the next story. The Senate and the House of Representatives on Monday postponed plenary till Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. The two chambers had adjourned plenary till Tuesday, March 14 to enable lawmakers partake in the governorship and assembly elections initially fixed for March 11th, but shifted to March 18, 2023. And to the next story. The 60-man legal team of the Labour Party and its presidential candidate for the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, on Monday met with officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Abuja. Politics Nigeria report that the meeting with INEC officials, which is being held at the Commission's national headquarters, is to commence the process of inspection of electoral materials used for the disputed February 25 presidential election. The head of the legal team, Livy Uzochukwu, is expected to brief journalists after the meeting. Recall that a court of appeal granted leave to Obi and the Labour Party to have access to all the sensitive materials used by INEC in the last presidential election. The former Anambra State governor said he is challenging the process by which INEC got the results that were announced. Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC was declared the president-elect, and apart from the Labour Party, The People's Democratic Party, PDP, is also challenging the outcome of the poll in courts. Going on to the next story, in case you're just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV Currents. The appeal court on Monday postponed judgment on the Osun State governorship appeal filed by Governor Ademola Adeleke. The Adeleke had on February 9th appealed the judgment of the Osun State Governorship Tribunal, which nullified his election and ruled in favor of a former governor of the state, Gboyega Oyetola. Governor Adeleke prayed the court to reject the ruling of the Osun State Tribunal, describing it as a miscarriage of justice. However, when the tribunal ruled in favor of a former governor of the state, Gboyega Oyetola, 2 out of the 3-member tribunal panel held at the Oyetola proved that there was overvoting in some of the polling units. But weeks later, Adeleke filed an appeal before the Akure Division of the Court of Appeal on the 31 grounds of appeal, praying to the court for an order setting aside the old decision of the tribunal. The governor is equally seeking an order striking out the petition for want of competence and jurisdiction, or in the alternative, an order dismissing the petition on the merits. The governor said the second respondent cannot go Lololo and Bugawo on as the duly governor elected of Osun State. The tribunal in its judgment erred in law and displayed bias against the appellant when it made reference to the appellant's dance as his inauguration as governor of Osun State, which was never an issue before the law tribunal, the governor said. From Osun State, we'll go to the next story. Senator Dino Melaye and Smart Adeyemi, together with 27 other politicians, have picked their interest forms for the People's Democratic Party and All Progressive Congress primary elections ahead of the Kogi State governorship election. The 2023 Kogi State gubernatorial election will take place on 11th November 2023 to elect the Kogi State governor, while the incumbent APC governor Yahaya Bello is term limited and cannot seek re-election to a third term. The primaries for the two parties are scheduled for between 27th March and April 17th, 2023. Going on to the next story. The gunmen who on Friday night invaded Grow Home Estate in the Chikakore area of Kubwa, a satellite town of the Federal Capital Territory Abuja, and abducted several residents have demanded 50 million naira from the affected families, and the prevalent naira scarcity, Sahara reporters has learnt. It was further gathered on Monday that some persons had been released by the kidnappers, but no fewer than 11 people still remained with the kidnappers because they are yet to bring the money requested. Information added on Saturday reported that some gunmen invaded the estate opposite Champions Church around 10 p.m. on Friday and shot periodically before making away with several victims. The victims had included a pastor whose name had yet to be ascertained, his wife and 3 children, totaling no fewer than 15 persons during the 1-hour assault.
This home, 5 family members were initially abducted by the gunmen. The mother and her youngest child were released almost immediately. However, the father and 2 children are still in captivity.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
A neighbor to the affected family narrates what happened on the night of the attack, as he asks that his identity be concealed.
About a few minutes, at 11:15, he called me that armed robbers were in the estate. I said, armed robbers? Is it not too early? Immediately, I called the security gate. They abducted everybody in the house, even the opposite, their own. They were all going. There's this place, the place they broke through the railway fence and our fence. That's where they took them through a dish and they marched them into the bush.
These 2 private security personnel engaged by residents of the estate also give their own version of what happened.
We never experienced that there are many. There are over 20. So they now begin to open fire to us. So we couldn't have much ammunition to face them.
We try our best. We stop them entering the second phase of the estate, that is fence 3. From there, as police come, we share ourselves 2 groups. One group down, another group they up. Then we tackle them. Then before we reach them, they just move out with the people.
Confirming the incident to Channels Television, the police public relations officer, Mrs. Josephine Ade, in a statement, says 10 people have been abducted and that operatives are on the trail of the gunmen. The abductors are yet to make demands for ransom, as the community, now thrown into shock and fear of the unknown, seeks urgent security presence to forestall a recurrence. It took the gunmen more than 1 hour operating in this community.
Welcome back. Residents of Ediku Oji community in Apa, local government area of Benue State, north central Nigeria, have fled their community following the resurgence of Fulani herdsmen's attacks. Sarah reporters reported Parliament Sunday that no fewer than 50 people gruesomely killed in 6 communities in the Kwande local government area during the Fulani herdsmen's invasion. It had been reported that the affected communities in the 4-day attack are Adam Iyarinwa Abande, Ilulo, Waya, Bogudu, Agura, Ayaga, and Azeg areas in Turin Council Ward, Kwande LGA. However, some of the Ediku Oji residents who spoke to journalists on Monday narrated how the raiders came in numbers with dangerous weapons and surrounded the whole community. While lamenting the ugly situation, the residents claimed that their farm produce were being destroyed, while the remaining portion was used by the herdsmen to feed their cattle. A resident who preferred anonymity said the effort warned and the terrorists warned the displaced people never to step their feet on the farm. The entire community had been living in fear and apprehension. Going on to the next story, coming from the foreign. The Texas Board of Nursing in the United States has released a 75-person probe list indicating that 43 Nigerians are under investigation for false educational credentials. According to information on the board's website about the probe, tagged Operation Nightingale, the individuals who acquired fraudulent nursing credentials used them to qualify to sit for the National Nursing Board exam. Upon successful completion of the board exam, the nursing applicant reportedly became eligible to obtain licensure in various states to work as a registered nurse or a licensed practical vocational nurse. The board said it had filed formal charges against the nurses for fraudulently obtaining educational credentials. And to the last story coming from sports. Manchester City defender Manuel Akanji insisted the citizens have it takes to compete on all fronts this season. Pep Guardiola's side remain in contention to win the FA Cup, Champions League and Premier League. Akanji stated that there is no reason for City to prioritize one competition over another. He said, "We can still win the trophies as the 3 is our target. I hope we'll win them all. It will not be easy, but we will fight until the end of the season. And I hope we can feel and have lift of all of the cups as we hope so." That ends the World News this hour from our channel. Before we go, some major headlines. CBN clears hair on acceptance of old Naira notes. NBA asked Buhari to comply with Supreme Court judgments. We also brought to you Senate reps postpone resumption of plenary. Legal fireworks begin as 60-man Labour team meets with INEC. We also brought to you appeal court postponed judgment on Osun governorship election. And lastly, treble still within Man City reach. For more stories on our channel, the channel is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast daily on Facebook as well and on YouTube. For more updates of your advert placement on goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement only. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Come this Saturday is the governorship election in most states in Nigeria. Vote wisely as the PVC can bring that change Nigeria needs. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV.